Are the green lights on?
Green light. My lord.
Green
That's the opening note to my makeup in somebody else's car.
Welcome to Opinionated, everyone. This is our first episode.
It sure is.
Today we're going to be reviewing the month of April and
Yeah.
the amazing things that we consumed during it.
Yes.
We have a super special guest today, Jamie Perry.
That's me.
Introduce yourself for us.
Jamie Perry. Gay English major.
Yep.
Yep. That's it. That's all you need.
For our introductory question for Jamie, you might know what's coming. I think you do. Okay, this is for Jamie.
Okay.
What would you do if your husband gay and your lesbian situationship exploded and your homosexual dog died and you are British and your ex-girlfriend gay at 55?
I kill myself? Right answer? That's the right answer.
Yeah, I told her I was gonna ask her this during the podcast this past week.
Yeah.
And that's the right answer.
That was the correct answer. I'm sure that's what I said the first time. When you sent me the tweet.
Yep. But April was a month, I think.
It was a month that I don't really remember.
Honestly, same.
Full of finals and moving out.
Same. But here we are reviewing it because there were some interesting releases and some interesting things to discuss, and so this is going to be good. Yeah. So we got our 3 categories. We're gonna, I guess 4: movies, music, books, and events, and then we'll conclude and stuff.
Good outline.
Looking at the outline.
Good outline.
Thank you. But we're gonna start with movies today. So Jamie, how many movies did you watch this month?
During the month of April, I actually did nothing but watch Shameless, but I did indeed see Challengers on the night it came out.
And thoughts?
That's Two Twinks and Mother, first and foremost, and it was phenomenal. I love Luca. He's like one of my favorite directors. You can't miss. Like he did Call Me by Your Name, Bones and all. Mm-hmm. He loves to make a movie with beautiful people and some twinks. And I'll eat it up every single time.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I need to see it. I'm planning on watching it this upcoming month.
Good.
I love Zendaya.
Oh, Mother.
I like tennis too, I think.
Yeah? Are you still playing?
I'm starting at tennis. I'm gonna be a tennis player.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
We'll start at
Okay, exciting. So
yeah.
Shameless, thoughts on Shameless?
Binged all 11 seasons and started like in second week of March and then finished the second to last week of April. Wow. All 11 seasons, phenomenal. There was a twink in that too. That's what kept me hooked. There's a common theme. Common theme. Him and Jeremy Allen White. But it's good. It's very unhinged. It makes you feel better about your life because you're like, it could always be worse. I could live on the south side of Chicago and have a raging alcoholic for a father.
There you have it.
In a review. Thank you. 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5. What's the scale?
We'll go 5s.
5 out of 5.
What about Challengers?
Oh, 5 out of 5 would recommend. Just for like the vibes alone. Like I really don't even remember what happened. I just remember that they're all very attractive.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is like not much happens in the movie.
Yeah.
But everyone's hot.
Everyone's hot and they're kind of terrible people and I eat that up every time. So
I know. Zendaya the homewrecker.
Is she the homewrecker?
Or is the wrecker the home?
I don't even know what to say. That was
poetry.
Were you silent? Or were you silent? You just cooked with that. I don't even know what to say. I think the home's the wrecker though, not gonna lie. To answer that deep question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be coming in my poetry book here soon. Stay tuned. I'm full of many things.
You are.
Okay, well, I watched 6 movies in the month.
Better than me.
Better than Jamie.
Better than me.
Like I always am.
So true.
We'll start with the first one. So I did a rewatch of 2 movies.
Okay.
Dune 1 and Dune 2.
The best. Ugh.
Masterpieces.
They're so good if you watch them as close together as you possibly can.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones do you like more?
That's tough. Because I feel like it's like all one continuous movie, honestly.
It is. Like, I wish that they would have just like released it all as like just give me the 6-hour cut. What's the 6-hour cut of Dune? Merge them together. That's what we need. But I don't know. They're so good for different reasons.
I know. Because like Dune 2 is amazing, but it's only amazing because of the amazing setup that's done on Dune 1.
Exactly. That's why I can't stand when people hate on Dune 1, because I'm like, listen, just say you're stupid and you don't understand plot.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
That plot's complex. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
English
you.
major.
I know.
Yeah, always.
I think the reason I rewatched because I was like, I feel like I missed so much from the first time I watched it, and I was like, I need to go back, and after like gaining more knowledge on like the whole world and universe and everything, it was good to like I retained a lot more.
I was lucky because like I had Kiara just explain it to me.
She knows the lore.
She knew all the lore, and then I went into the second one and I was like, yeah, I know what's going on. Yeah, I've never read the book, whatever. He needs to get on that. I feel like fake fan, but you know. But I don't know, I just love them. Part 2 though.
Part 2, 8.
The part with all the Harkonnens when they're all bald, you know?
The baldest people I've ever seen.
The baldest people you've ever seen.
The infrared filming.
It was brilliant. Crazy. I love Dennis.
That is the smartest thing I've ever seen.
Dennis is like, but no, I just love the Dune Part 2. And when he stops in front of Christopher Walken at the end.
Yep.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about my reaction.
Everyone in the cast is so amazing, attractive.
Another movie just full of hot people. Stacked. They know Hollywood knows what they're doing right now with hot people.
The one thing that I don't love about the movie, I don't love Zendaya's acting.
She kind of is a little bit flat. Not very, but a little bit flat.
Visually amazing, as we all know. But like, I feel like in every single movie, she plays the exact same character. It's always like the rebellious, grumpy, I'm not like other girls person, like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Dune. What's another thing? Euphoria. I haven't watched it, but I can
we
tell.
know enough.
I can tell. You know.
She's kind of like that in Challengers too.
I'm sure, because that's all she plays.
That's interesting. I've never thought of it like that. I agree.
I didn't love her. I didn't, but I don't know. I think some of it might have just been the way the character is.
Yeah, because she's just like, I don't know. You've read the book. Is she developed in the book?
She's really different in the book, actually.
That's what I've heard.
She's like a follower.
Like,
she believes that Paul is the
She's
dude.
like, yes, Paul, Muad'Dib. That'd be me.
Muad'Dib.
I'd be on my knees. Metaphorically and literally, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Timothée Chalamet, call me. I need him. Anyway, so,
yeah, she's really different in the book.
Okay, that's what I've heard.
I kind of like her more in the movie because she's more of a prominent girl boss.
Which we like, which I've heard. I was talking to this with one of my professors.
Just a pushover in this book.
Yeah, is that it's very clear that the book was written, like, it's very of its era, obviously.
It's written in the 60s.
Yeah, and my professor, he was saying, because he's a big movie guy, he was like, yeah, I don't think the original Chani would have worked with a modern audience. He's like, the perspective, he's like, it wouldn't have worked, and I like what they did with her because it makes it more applicable to the modern audience.
True. I also feel like people that walk out of the movies as like, he's a hero, wrong, you misinterpreted the movie. Everyone's awful in that book. Everyone's the villain. It's literally about how to control people.
Yeah, it's all about power and like how power corrupts, and it's crazy.
I know, like you're
missing the point.
If you say that Timothée Chalamet is a hero, you're wrong, because he just used a bunch of people for power.
He could use me anytime. That's all I have to say. Sorry. I'm done being thirsty for Timothée Chalamet into this microphone now.
We're moving on.
Probably not, actually. He's probably going to come up again, let's be real.
We'll be back.
Moving forward.
Moving on.
Great.
The third movie I watched for the month was Blade Runner 2049.
Is that the new one?
Yes.
I actually watched the old one.
Because I watched this one.
The original.
I watched the new one, and I've never seen the first one before. So it's like, Jamie, watch them. I need to hear your thoughts. The original
was like, it was good. It was slow. But I feel like sci-fi is kind of slow.
Intentionally slow.
Because there's a lot of world building, and there's a lot to explain, but it was good.
We eat up.
I don't really remember it that well, because I was probably doing finals during it, but I remember it was pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
The new one looks visually like so
visually
beautiful,
amazing, honestly boring. Like,
real.
And that's kind of like, if you don't understand the lore of the world, it's like Dune. Dune would be boring if you
don't understand.
If you don't understand what's like the world or anything.
And I love things like that though.
Me too.
Give me a good plot.
Eat that stuff up. Give me some world building.
Give me some plot. Give me anything.
Real.
Don't give me a simple storyline. I want to be a little bit confused.
Honestly, same.
Let me be confused so I have to go home and...
I know. Let me go
back
watch...
to the old Ball and Chain.
Go look up on YouTube. Dune 2 Explained.
Video essay made by some like 15-year-old. Okay, so today...
Thank you.
Real. Needed.
Yeah. But overall, Blade Runner 2049, it was good. I need to watch the first one because... Although I looked up and I was like, do I need to watch the first one first? And there was like, no, but there's like some connections.
Yeah.
And the world isn't set up very well. Like it just kind of throws you right into the plot.
It's not set up very well in the first one either.
Well, I'm screwed.
But actually, I need to watch it again. I think they do a little bit more explaining. That's not a word.
Nice.
Explaining in the first one. Because I remember I was able to like pick up the plot and explain it to my roommate a little bit. But then it was just slow, so I don't really remember. If that makes sense.
Right. But visually.
Visually
awesome. Great cast of characters. Ryan Reynolds
the new
was...
one, right? Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling, sorry.
Gosling, no, that's okay. The Ryans. And Ana de Armas, right?
Yeah, she's amazing too.
You can't go wrong with her.
I really liked Ryan because this was like different for him too. I feel like he plays a lot of the same characters.
I was going to say, he's kind of like the goofy heartthrob in a lot of things, but he really like serious in this one.
Yeah,
that's cool. I need to watch it.
Overall, I'd give Blade Runner, I think I gave it like 3.5 stars because I think it was my fault for missing a lot of the things.
That's kind of how I feel about
I found it
OG
boring
too.
And I think that's my fault for finding it boring. It's not the movie's fault.
I'm like, I need to pay more attention.
Yeah, because like all the audience ratings and critic ratings, they ate it up. And I just think that's my bad.
Okay.
Alas.
I agree. I need to rewatch the OG and then watch that one.
Yeah. As for the fourth movie that I watched this month, I hated Unbroken. Ever seen it?
Is that the one with the guy in the thing in World War II? And the guy, isn't the bad guy named like the Bird or something?
I can't remember. I was partially paying attention.
I remember that a girl I really hated in high school did a presentation on that, and it made us stay after class. And I was like, "Can I go? I don't want to be here anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated it because it was just watching 2 hours of someone being tortured, and yeah, it's got like a cool, like awesome. He survived.
He sure did.
He conquered. He pushed through and persevered.
He sure did.
But I don't need a 2-hour movie of him being tortured to tell me that.
No.
My dad, apparently it's based off a book.
Uh-huh.
And my dad read it, loves the book, loved the movie.
Okay.
That's just not my cup of tea, watching someone being tortured for 2 hours.
I'm not into that either. Like,
he had to like sit on a boat for that raft for like 100 days. I didn't even know
about the raft. He has to sit on a raft?
Yeah, because they get stranded.
Oh, I just know about him having to like... Does he have to like carry something?
Yeah, it's like hold a beam above his head.
Okay, it's not. I kept putting. I kept almost like, didn't he have to carry a cross? No, that's actually Jesus.
That's actually Jesus.
That's actually Jesus, but he has to hold that beam. Yeah, okay. I've never seen it. Don't think I'll ever watch.
Yeah, I didn't love it. Plus, this is the same thing as Boys in the Boat. I think I've talked to you about this before.
Yeah.
Boys in the Boat. It takes all of like the things that happen from the book and condenses them so much to where they feel like they're really small and they don't contribute to the plot.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me. When it's like in the book, that's like the main thing.
I know, but like they just shorten it so much and it just makes it seem like.
So what do they even do in the movie? Just like drag, like what?
It's drag. It just drags. I just didn't like it.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm moving on because I'm sick of talking about it.
Unbroken.
But the last two movies.
Have I seen both of them?
I don't know if you've seen this one. The fifth one was Arrival.
I haven't seen Arrival.
This was Denny. This was Denny.
Denny.
He did amazing. This was also a movie I was so confused by in a good way. Watched a lot of explaining videos.
Yeah. And now are you like?
Amazing. Okay. Basically, the plot of this is about these aliens that come and land a ship on Earth. There's like a few of them all around the world. They land in different parts. And Miss Amy Adams. Love her.
When she plays a serious role.
I know, honestly.
She devours.
And who was the man?
Should we look?
Yeah. Who was it?
Is it someone I'm gonna know?
Yeah.
I know every actor. I feel
it was.
But let's see. It's Amy Adams and The cast won't load. Oh wait, it's loading. Oh, Jeremy Renner.
Mr. Hawkeye.
The worst.
He was actually really good in it too. He was kind of like a nerdy dude. He was
good.
Wow, I loved this movie. It was like, you expect it to be like about aliens taking over the world. No, it's literally about the world coming together and learning more and like having humility and accepting like the aliens are like trying to teach them things. It's amazing.
Wow.
I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil it. I need to watch
it. Yeah.
But it's like it wasn't like one of Denny's most visually amazing movies because he was kind of new for this movie.
Yeah, but the plot.
The plot was awesome.
Okay.
You need to watch.
It's on the watch
Highly
list.
recommend.
What do you give out of 5?
5.
Oh, immediate 5.
It was so good. I ate it up.
Okay, your last movie I have seen.
This, I think, not including Dune, because Dune and 1 and Dune 2 were rewatches. This takes the cake. Parasite.
So good.
Amazing. I was blown away.
Yeah. Did you know anything about it before?
I knew like the basic plot.
I didn't know a single thing. I just like, it was one random night in December, and me and my friend, and I was like, let's just watch this. Silent the entire time. Me and her just dead quiet. And then after, we were like, it's crazy.
It's like basically what it is. It's just basically like a look on like upper class and poverty.
Like, it's definitely like a critique on like the wealth gap, basically.
And it's beautiful. Like there were some lines. There was the one, it was like when their house flooded and like it was the day later, she's like, I'm so grateful for all this rain that we've got. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And the rain like literally like destroyed their home.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, wow.
The whole thing, does it make you feel like people are living in your walls? You're like, someone's living in my house.
Do I have like a basement somewhere?
Yeah, like who are they down there?
Yeah. But it was so sorry.
I was gonna say the one shot that like I'll never forget about. Well, first off, the one part when the family's in the house or whatever, and then they're all like sneaking out. You know what I'm talking about? That part on the edge of my seat, like gonna throw up. That part, and then the part where you can just see the guy's eyes like come up from the basement.
Yep.
So
that was terrifying.
It's horrifying because it takes you a second to realize, and then you're like, no, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie, so excellent.
I watched a video after, and it was like the use of like lines throughout the movie. Like there's times where like they're looking the house that they're in, it's really nice. It's like all windows basically. And so the camera's inside and it's looking out, and just like through the use of lines and like a window pane, it's a way of showing separation of classes. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. If you didn't know, Parasite won Best Picture
it did.
Of 2 or 3 years ago, 2020?
Was it 2020?
Or 21, something like that.
I can't remember.
But
yeah.
It was amazing.
Such a good movie.
Was blown away.
He's coming out with a new movie.
Really?
The director, yeah. With Robert Pattinson. And it's sci-fi.
We'll
be watching.
Get ready.
We'll be sad.
Yeah.
If it has Robert Pattinson in it, I'm there. I'm there. He's another one.
But that was the best movie I watched of the month.
Oh yeah, 5 out of 5 easily.
Like I was kind of nervous for it. I know. I think I missed a lot of things. I was kind of nervous to watch it because I was like, I don't like I was like scared it was like going to be pushing an agenda because I struggle with movies like that.
Yeah.
And it didn't at all.
No.
It was so raw. It was so real.
So good.
Like it was like heartbreaking, and like you don't really like any of the characters. You can't tell if you like or hate them, which was really cool.
And it really it just has so many parts that you'd never see coming. Like it's just completely different than what you think it's gonna be entirely. I know
there's like some weird plot twists.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like not a lot happens in the movie, but so much happens.
I know I feel like most of it is just them like running around. They're just like running around and hiding, sneaking around. But then you think back on it and you're like, wait.
Yeah.
All of this happened. It's so love. It was
amazing.
Very dense movie, like lots of layers to it.
And it's all in. You have to watch it with subtitles.
It's in Korean, right? Yeah. I love movies with subtitles.
I know. I think
if you don't like movies with subtitles, say you don't know how to read. Leah Michelle, we're looking at you.
She wouldn't be able to watch it. Sorry,
she wouldn't be able to watch it. Like, just say, like, again, say you're stupid if you can't read the subtitles. Sorry.
I agree. If you can't keep up with it, too.
Just say it.
Overall, best movie I watched of
I think that's a good one.
April. But that's all the movies we watched. We're going to move on
to...
I'll give Parasite 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing.
Of course.
Our next topic, music. April was interesting when it comes to music. We have some interesting thoughts.
We sure do.
I listened to Apple Music gives me like a little review of my month, and so they said that I listened to 5,698 minutes of music, which that was like a personal best, personal record. That was a PR.
He's listening to 20
I usually
poets.
We're gonna get there.
we'll get there.
I think we'll just get there. Right? Actually, I'll let you share.
Oh no, who are your top artists? No.
We'll go to artists.
I have top
So
artists.
my top artist, number 1, Taylor Swift. 4 reasons. 4 reasons we'll get into.
Okay.
Number 2, Valley. Have you heard of Valley?
Yes, Kiara loves Valley.
Love Valley. I found him this month. I never listened to him, and then I found him like really early April.
And now you're obsessed.
Ate them up. They're really good. I'll talk about some other songs.
Obsessed. Is Lainey in there? Is it Lainey?
Rihanna. And guess what album?
Anti.
Always
Anti.
That is in my top 5 albums of all time.
It's it's perfect.
Love Anti.
Perfect album, honestly, start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
We can make a whole video on that.
And we probably will.
That's a separate video.
We will be.
Yeah.
Number 4, Lainey. You know I love Lainey.
We
all know I love Lainey. I know every song, every line, word by word.
I don't think I've ever listened to a full Lainey song.
I Love You So Bad.
I couldn't even tell you what it sounds like.
Number 5, I listened Love, which was interesting. Wasn't expecting that one.
I was gonna say I haven't thought about Love in probably
either.
3 years.
I'm kind of surprised, but he has some good new music.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Love You Like That.
Oh,
that one was good. He has like a good one from Elementals. Have you watched Elementals?
No.
You probably eat it up actually.
Did you like it? Yes or no?
Loved it.
Oh,
cried. I cried. I cried during every movie I watched, but I specifically cried
during so many movies.
I specifically cried during this one.
During Elementals.
It was so good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
It was really good. Like
I'll watch it and give you a review.
Yeah.
Of course.
But those are my top 5.
Okay.
What are your top 5?
Okay, so my number 1, and I have to preface this. My number 1 is always the guy who makes the Studio Ghibli soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
Of how much I had to study. But I don't feel like that's accurate right now. But that's a Joe Hisaishi. If anyone wants to know, shout out to the Howl's Moving Castle soundtrack. Anyway, number 2, Chappell Roan. And let me say, I have been a Chappell Roan stan since October. I knew Chappell Roan, saw her in concert before the Guts tour. So I've been not an OG, but close. So lots of Chappell Roan. And then 3rd, Tyler the Creator. Because how can you not love Tyler the Creator? I've been listening to Igor on repeat again lately, just reminding myself of how good it is. Number 4 is Between Friends. Because they're my faves. I love them.
Yep.
Been my fave since 2020. All their new music is so good. They've been really getting it. And then 5th is Not Gonna Surprise You. Because why would it not be Frank Ocean?
That's
it's gonna be Frank Ocean's always in the top 5.
We love Frank Ocean.
I don't think he's been out of the top 5 since 2018. Genuinely,
he's amazing.
I love him.
I love the Igor.
Frank Ocean.
I love Free Frank Ocean.
Wherever he
Where's the album, Frank?
Never. We're never getting it.
He keeps teasing it too.
I know.
He'll post on Instagram and he's like
snippet. Yeah. And he gets people like me. I have post notifications on for him, and I'm like, "Is this gonna be the day? Is today gonna be the day?"
Yeah.
But
honestly, I think it might be safe to say that Frank Ocean
he's done.
Might clown more than Swifties.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Swifties are a whole new breed.
Well, I don't know, because it's with Frank Ocean's, it's clowning in a way where it's
it's
y'all
valid.
need to give up. You know what I mean?
Taylor Swift breathes.
Taylor Swift.
And I was like, Reputation!
It's like Taylor Swift does anything and they're like, Woman of the Year, the poet, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I could get into that, but
we'll get into
that.
Do you want to go talk about new releases of the month, or do you want to talk about top songs?
Let's talk about the top songs.
Okay. You're gonna kind of clown me up for some of this, but I think this is funny.
It's fine.
Top song number 1, I'm Gonna Get You Back by Taylor Swift.
Is that from the new album? Okay. What does that one sound
Amazing. It's like
I can only yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. That one. Yeah.
It's like
I love the beat in that
I'm
one.
gonna get you back.
Oh, I don't think I've heard it.
Hear the whispers in So
okay, so I haven't heard that one, but
it's really good. Basically, people think it's a spin-off. People think it's her trying to make Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. It's the same kind of plot, same kind of
but she's 30. Sorry, that's what I had to say. I had to get it out there.
True.
But if it's
I
good,
loved it.
okay.
I really liked it. Number 2, Down Bad. It grows.
And now I'm down bad crying at the gym. That is the stupidest line ever.
It kind of is, but also like it's grown on me. I hated it.
I'm down bad crying at the gym. If I can't have him, is girl, you're 30.
34 too.
34. She's almost 40.
I know.
And you say, girl, you're dating is he a billionaire? Millionaire. You're dating a millionaire.
She's a billionaire too.
Girl, you're a billionaire.
Crazy. I wonder
is she really down bad crying at the gym?
I know. I'm like, be honest.
Be honest.
Let's be honest.
Oh. It's been a long time since I've heard that.
Sorry, too soon.
No, it was funny. Okay, anyway.
I was gonna try and find something, but I'm not gonna find it anymore. Wait, I
third?
gotta find this now.
What?
I wonder if she'd know. Do you remember when I sent you the picture of the dinosaur and I was like, do you know her?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that picture.
Why?
Because Jamie was like, you told me, you're like, I'm this age. And I'm like, oh wow, you're old. Do you know her? And I sent her a picture of the dinosaur and I was gonna say I wanted to see if that's her.
Oh.
Number 3.
Okay. Is it another Taylor song?
No.
Okay.
This makes my top 5 all the time.
Okay.
All the stars.
Oh, of course. Because it's just like, I feel like that's one of those songs that plays always on your phone and you're never going to skip it.
Oh,
because it's good.
All the Stars, I think that could be considered my favorite song of all time.
It's a good one.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Something about the vibe of it.
Something about the Black Panther soundtrack.
Amen. One of my favorite albums too.
Kendrick Lamar cooked on that guy.
Number 4, you'll be proud of this one, Affection.
I'm so proud.
By Between Friends.
If y'all haven't listened, Affection by Between Friends.
Stop the video.
Stop the video. Listen to it, then come back. And then you'll understand. It's the best song ever made.
It is so good. Something about it scratches my brain.
And every single person I've showed that song to is like, no, this song's amazing. And then it's in like their top 10 most streamed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All Between Friends. They really.
That one always just sneaks in there all the time.
I love that song.
It comes on, never skip it.
Never. That song means the world to me. I love that song.
And then number 5, this is a song by Valley. It's called Hiccup.
Oh, okay. Never.
Really good. I love it. It's like a good vibe to it. It's kind of, some of Valley's songs remind me of Between Friends.
Okay.
So I think you like.
I think
it's a little bit more alternative than Between Friends.
Okay.
Maybe a little more like actual like guitars and.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I should listen.
It's really good. Anyway, your turn.
Okay.
Top
5. I do know my number 1. My number 1's Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan, because I'm telling you, I love Chappell Roan. Have to have the hands. I can't not talk with my hands. Number 2 is Drive Over Me by Between Friends. Have you listened?
I've heard that one.
It's one of their new ones. It's so good. I love to just play it really loud in my car. Yeah. It's just all their music is just.
That's a good driving song.
It really is. And then number 4 is What's Good by Tyler, the Creator, from Igor, because I'll be going about my day to day, and then I'll just, in my head, it will just be Dracula, Dracula, Dracula. And then I'm like, well, now I have to listen to What's Good like 4 times because best album ever made. Anyway.
Do you like Igor more than
Call Me If You Get Lost? Yes. Igor is always and forever going to be my favorite Tyler album. Because that was just like, I remember I heard that and I was like, I've never heard anything like this before.
Yeah.
So good. Number 4 is Garden, Say It Like That by SZA. Do you know that one? Mm-hmm. So good.
Is that from her Control album?
It's from Control. Mm-hmm. And her vocals go crazy on that one. She does.
I love SZA.
Oh. And then number 5 is Say You'll Be There by the Spice Girls.
Oh.
Because I've been doing a lot of cleaning and I always have to listen to like some 2000s, 90s, like baddie pop when I do that. So there's the top 5.
Okay.
Very different top 5s.
I know. They're kind of all over the place too.
Yeah.
I touched on a lot of genres.
A lot of genres there.
And now let's get into an album that we have a lot of thoughts on. Mm-hmm. The Tortured Poets Department. I hated this album at first. I listened to it with my friend Kylie, and Let Down. There was like one song, and I was like, "This is amazing." The other ones, I was like, "Ooh."
What was the first one that you were
Guilty
like,
as Sin.
How does that one sound?
How can I be guilty as sin?
Is that the? I heard one in the car the other day, and I can't remember any of the lyrics now. I swear I don't remember. I can't remember. Ignore me.
That's okay.
Maybe I'll remember.
My overall thoughts of the album now, there are some songs that are really good.
Okay.
But it's kind of a mess of an album.
Yeah, like, why is it 30 songs with the other one too?
Yeah.
I have to put this in here really quick. Firm believer that albums should never be longer than an hour. Perfect albums are 30 to 60 minutes, and they have like 14 to maybe 20 tracks. Anything past that, like 20 is pushing it.
20 with like interludes.
Exactly, because we need an interlude.
And Taylor doesn't do interludes.
No, maybe she should. If she had 30 songs and maybe some of them were interludes, I would stand a little bit harder. But
I think interludes can add a lot to an album.
Same.
I just think the album as a whole is a mess. There's some songs that sound, because she has Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner.
Free Jack Antonoff.
He needs
a 5-year vacation.
Get rid of your synth challenge.
Literally, Jack Antonoff use a synth challenge, level impossible.
And then she has Aaron Dessner, and he's the leader of the Nationals.
Oh,
and
okay.
Very different people, very different production styles, and so like some of her songs sound very pop-esque and like synth pop, like Midnights. Then there's some that are just so folky.
Having 2 producers on one album is really crazy to me.
It is, and I'm not the biggest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just think the album's kind of a mess because you have some songs that are super great and like production wise, and then the next song is completely different in lyrics. And also another thing,
the lyrics.
Some of the lyrics. This album was too specific.
I wish we could live in the 1830s, but without all the races. Yeah, no, because my dream era would be the 1830s. Yeah.
You know how to ball, and I know Aristotle.
Have you ever done that? And do you know who MF Doom is?
No.
A rapper. He has this really deep voice, and if you say those lyrics like you're him, it's 10 times better.
I'm sure.
Yeah. You know how to ball. I know Aristotle.
Put that in the Louvre.
Touch me while your boys.
Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto.
Bros is worse.
That is bad.
Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that one has not grown on me one bit. I just think there are too many. The album was too specific. Like, she's 34.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, we need to. I don't know. It's just too specific. It's too specific where you can't relate to some of the songs because you're like.
I just feel like is like, what am I trying to say?
AI
buzzwords?
Generated.
Yeah, like there was just like buzzwords in there, but then the rest of it made no sense.
I know. All Taylor Swift does is add like a complex word, and it's like poet. I'm like, okay.
Tortured poet. Yes, Sylvia Plath would quake if she saw the lyrics to "A Down Bad Crying at the Gym." Now I'm down bad crying at the gym.
After my first listen, there was like one song that I was like, actually really like, I think touched me, and it was "Loss of My Life."
Oh.
Really good.
I haven't heard.
It was really good because it was just like, it wasn't oddly specific like some of her songs. It was just real and just talking about how like, you're the loss of my life. But it's grown on me since. Would I say it's her best album? No. Would I say it's going to win album of the year? No. I don't think it will.
I hope not. I feel like it'd be crazy if it like Midnights.
People will flip. Midnights deserved it. I think Midnights was
Midnights was a little bit of a stretch, but it's more valid than like. Do I think Lana should have won? Yeah, but like.
I thought.
But like Midnights is more deserving of it than this one is because I don't even like Midnights. But there's a few off of that one, like You're on Your Own, Kid. Like, don't get me wrong, like that song hurts a little bit. Yeah. Like that song's good.
There were some, yeah.
But I feel like
also compared to some of the albums that were up, people thought SOS was gonna win by SZA. That album's too messy.
That's what I was about to say. That's another album that's too long.
It's all over the place.
It's not cohesive enough. Bring back albums that work as a whole piece. Tyler, the Creator, you're doing this correctly. Everyone follow him.
That's why I like Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, because it's
cohesive
too.
I haven't listened to it much, I'll say.
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna win album of the year as of now. That's my vote for album of the year because it's cohesive. It has some awesome interludes, and it's like the vibe is like really good. I don't think some of the songs are very good just by themselves. But all together though, it creates a good world. That's why I love Anti.
Perfect album once again. It always comes back to Anti. Yeah. Anyway.
That's my thoughts.
That's our thoughts on Tortured Poets Department. I also think that's such a cheesy name. Can I say that?
I know. I'm like, that's like a victim mentality.
Yeah. Tortured Poets. Like, you're 40. Like, I know she's not, but like, she's 40.
She's like 40.
Like, girl, you're not a tortured
You're a billionaire.
Poet. You're a billionaire, straight, white,
You're on top of the world.
Woman.
You're on top of the world right now. You're not a tortured poet, babe.
You're dating a football player, an NFL player. It couldn't get more. You're fine.
Yeah.
End of story. You're fine.
Story. But I think the albums, I think her intention behind it as well wasn't to make hits. There's no hits on this album.
Yeah.
There is not a single hit. I don't think that was the intention either. I respect it because she can put out anything and it's gonna chart #1.
Of course.
Because it's just her.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's her best album ever. I don't think it's
not.
It's not in my top 5.
No.
But I think there's some hits. There's some good ones.
Some highlights.
Like the I'm Gonna Get You Back, love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Down Bad anymore. It took me a minute. I like the vibe of it.
I will say it's in my head all the time.
Yeah, like she ate with that.
Like that's catchy. It's so stupid though.
It is. That's the thing. I don't relate to it.
No.
Like that's what goes back.
If I'm ever down bad crying in the gym, kill me at that point.
Yeah.
That's as bad as it'll get.
But I just think it's hard to relate to this album for me personally.
Yeah.
I think for some maybe, but I don't know. Plus the men she's dated are weird. Like the songs about Matty Healy.
No, like that. Between that,
that's on you for choosing to date Matty Healy.
Like, you saw the material, girl. You knew about his reputation. And listen, I'm a 1975 stan. That man is disgusting.
Me too.
He is disgusting.
Nasty. But makes some dang good music.
It really does. Man.
Really does.
Yeah,
but Taylor, that's on you for that one.
It is.
I'm not gonna fight that. We're done talking about it.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on music, or can we move on?
We can move on.
Books.
Oh. I'm such a flop for this.
Yeah, Jimmy flopped this month on books. I flopped 2, honestly.
How many did you read?
1.
I read 1 too.
But remember the book I read.
Okay, yeah. The book I read I also finished on April 2nd. So it's like barely an April read. And then I didn't read a single thing because I was watching Shameless.
But books for the month were a flop for us.
You read?
I read Dune.
He took the challenge.
Let me tell you, Dune was a 600-page book that the print was this tall, this small, and the book was like this big.
Yeah.
Like each page took me like 2 minutes to read. And it took me a full month to read it.
Yeah.
And it's also just so much information being thrown at you and also a whole lot of nothing being thrown at you.
Yeah.
At the same time that it's hard to even.
It's on my summer TBR.
But I loved it. 4 out of 5 stars.
I feel so fake because I haven't read it. Like, what do you mean I'm an English literature student and a Dune stan without reading it? I'm reading it this summer. Mm-hmm. And I think I'll like it since I know like the base story already. It won't be as hard for me.
Watching the movies helps.
That's what I've heard. So ready for that challenge, but proud of you.
It was hard. I was really proud of myself and I was gonna read it. I was like, even if I hate it, I'm gonna read this book because I paid $25 for the freaking book.
So he was gonna read it.
I'm gonna read it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of appreciation for not only Dune, but Dune and its impact.
Yeah, like, because
its impact on Star Wars, on Wheel of Time. Have you heard of Wheel of Time? That series. Mm-hmm. It has an impact on all sci-fi.
On so many things.
And honestly, being a book written in the '60s, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
The technology that's mentioned, the things like.
Dune walked so Star Wars could run.
It really did. I hate Star Wars. We're not going to talk about
that. That's a whole other thing too.
But
I read 1 book.
Yes.
and it's called Exit West. I don't remember the author's name. Really good though. It's this like dystopian book about these like two people, and I'm trying to remember, I read it forever ago, but they have like doors throughout the world, and when they go through the doors they like can end up somewhere else. So it's like they can go through a door and they'll be in like Greece instead of like America or something. But it's these two people and they're like together and they think that they're gonna be like in love. They're like, we love each other, we're a great couple. And then when it's just them, they start hating each other. They're like, wait, I don't think we're good for each other. But then they stay with each other because like we have no one else. And then the world's falling apart at the same time. And that's it. It's kind of complex. And that's as best I can do to make it make sense right now.
Give it a rating.
What did I give it on Goodreads? I think I gave it 4 out of 5.
I want to read it.
It's good. You'd like it.
Is it short?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. I'll read it in like a day.
Yeah, you should read it.
I'll read it. That sounds really interesting to me.
I think you'd like it.
I love me a good sci-fi
I was
dystopian.
Gonna say, and it's like, yeah, I gave it 4 stars. 4 out of 5.
That's good for you.
Yeah. Lacking in the reading department. I'll do better.
I know.
Books, we'll do better.
We'll be better. I'm almost finished with one book that I'll talk about in the month of May.
I read a short story, but that's about it.
Okay, short story. English major.
Always.
But yeah, books. Okay. Not much to talk about. We're sorry.
Flop era.
Flop, but it's also finals. We've been moving.
Yeah, April's terrible as a college student, so we'll be better in the summer.
Yeah, forgive us. Last thing to talk about here: events that happen in April. Only big one, Coachella.
Coachella.
We had some interesting headliners.
We sure did. It was like, I feel like that was a good, like Tyler, Lana, and Doja Cat. Like I feel like who else was it gonna be?
They're good. They're a good contrast. Too.
That's what I was gonna say, and those are good. Like people are gonna show up for those 3. Like I would be sad for all 3 of those.
Yeah, me too.
My highlight was Tyler saying, "All you guys sing Frank Ocean's part and she," because I don't know where he is. Frank, if you're hearing this, blink twice if you're okay. Like,
yeah, for real.
And he brought out A$AP Rocky and Kali Uchis and someone else, I swear. But
I love when they bring guests.
Tyler always. One thing about Tyler is he's going to perform, and it's going to be a stellar performance.
I agree.
And Lana came in on her motorcycle.
That's facts.
She looked beautiful.
Yeah, her dress looked like it was from Nordstrom Rack.
The blue one. I liked her second week outfit a lot more, like the black one. But didn't she wear a dress from Nordstrom?
Yeah, funniest thing ever. She went to the
Grammys.
She went to the Grammys, and they interviewed, and she goes, "We just bought this dress from Macy's."
Good for her.
That was JCPenney. It was JC.
Wherever it was from, Lana, we love you. I love her.
I love her. Her mesh mask.
She's just
her mesh mask. That's my favorite thing about her.
She's like so normal. You know what I mean?
Hot take. Lana can't sing live.
She's not great live.
She gets nervous. She's talked about this in interviews before.
Yeah, she gets nervous. Shaky.
I'm not the biggest Lana fan because I think her music's for the girls and the gays, and it's not for me.
I'm very selective with the Lana that I listen to. Lust for Life, that's my favorite Lana album. Always and Forever, most underrated Lana Del Rey album. Thank you.
Yeah.
But she looked great.
She looked really good.
And her with Billie Eilish, that was cute.
Right, that was
Billie
good.
Eilish.
We'll get to Billie in a second.
Oh, Billie Eilish.
But I thought the headliners for Coachella were good.
Yeah, same.
Even some of the side people like Chapel did great.
Oh, I love her. Do you see her butterfly outfit?
Yeah.
I love her.
She was good. There was some good.
There's Chapel Roan. I don't even remember.
Renee Rapp was one. She did a good job.
Oh, she with Tawa Bird. Real one?
Who brought out Gwen Stefani? No, Gwen Stefani was her own.
No Doubt. Because No Doubt was Gwen Stefani, and then she brought out Olivia Rodrigo.
Talk about someone who can't sing live. Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani, when she said, "I'm 1% Japanese. It's fine that I appropriated Japanese culture." She said, "I'm Japanese." So all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she's a mess. I can't with Gwen Stefani. Alas, we're not. That could be a whole. That could be a whole podcast
Billie
episode.
Eilish and her vinyl fairies.
Oh my gosh! If y'all didn't know, Billie Eilish does this dumb interview with Rolling Stones and basically just clowns at all these people who have a bunch of different variants of albums.
It felt like it was definitely targeted at Taylor Swift.
Oh, definitely.
Like everyone knew that's who she was talking about. And it would have been fine. Like she's making a valid point.
I know, like, yeah, because she's like, be more sustainable. And Billie Eilish, a lot of her stuff is like,
sustainable.
Be sustainable. The next week, Billie announces her album, drops 8 variants. 8.
See,
Taylor Swift has 4.
Like, girl, if you're be consistent. Let's be consistent in what we're saying. Yeah.
That's like the funniest thing to me.
Honestly.
We were just talking about this before.
I'll buy a variant.
We're buying all 8.
I'll buy all 8 together.
Yeah, that'll be our next video. But we were talking about this before. We're like, that's us.
It literally.
We're one of the clown people that do the same thing right after.
Guys, that's so bad for the earth. Like, come on, we need to pull it together.
Anyway, Jeff Bezos.
Anyway, I have 4 Amazon packages coming tomorrow. Let's not talk about it. It's fine.
Funniest thing ever.
Celebrities. I'll always eat them up.
I will too. I
love clowning celebrities.
Me too. Me, you, and Azealia Banks. Oh. We love Azealia Banks.
I have one thing to say, and it's the one person Azealia Banks wouldn't have beef with is Zendaya. Zendaya can us. Because we would get along with Azealia Banks. And that says something more about us than it does her. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have to talk about.
That's all we have.
For our conclusion on the month of April, some interesting things happened.
For sure.
Taylor Swift kind of dominated.
She did.
But she's been dominating a lot.
But I also kind of feel like maybe she's on a decline right now. I think so too. I think she's on a decline.
I like Taylor Swift. I like her music. I think she's great. But I'm bored of seeing her at the top of everything. I'm bored of seeing her at every single. I go to Barnes and Noble. I look at every single magazine, Taylor Swift on the cover, and I'm like, I'm just getting. I'm like, I need something. I need something new.
We're going on like 20 years of her being famous. Like, it's time. It's time. Like, there's new people.
I know. It's just
let the new pop girlies in. Like, I think it's time for her to be.
I don't know if it's time for her to be done.
I think it's getting close to the end.
I just think
give her like 3 more years.
Yeah, I just keep. I'm like, her peak's coming, and it just it's weird.
Did it already happen?
I don't.
Was her peak the Eras tour?
I think it could be.
Because listen,
Fortnite and the Tortured Poets was a little bit of a letdown for me.
Because I'm not even a Swiftie, and I was sad for the Eras tour to know what was going on.
I was there.
If you didn't know, the openers were what kept me in the loop.
if you didn't know, I attended the Eras tour. I was there. LA
night
night 3, the night it got filmed. Yeah. My surprise songs were "You're on Your Own Kid," "Death by a Thousand Cuts." Find me a better duo of surprise songs. We'll talk about this another time.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Met Gala tonight.
Met Gala.
Who's gonna serve?
Yeah, we have some.
Is Rihanna gonna be there? I think she
Taylor
will.
Swift's going. Enough.
She hasn't
Give
been.
another celebrity a chance.
Hasn't she not? She hasn't been since she had that.
It was the bleached hair.
The bob.
The bleached bob.
The fob, if you will.
The flop bob.
It was. She looked. That hair color was a choice.
Yeah.
Do you think she's gonna do a whole? Didn't she like drop Reputation after the Met Gala or something?
I don't know.
I think that was like same time. Is she?
But she was canceled for Reputation. Remember? She was canceled when she dropped it, so I don't think so. Look what you made me do.
Look what you made.
But
anyway, Rihanna and ASAP, I'm sure they'll be there.
I'm sure.
And we'll
probably get some terrible Kardashian looks. Me and Jamie, we're gonna make another.
We're gonna make a whole episode.
We're doing a surprise episode.
If Frank Ocean's there, I'll run 8 laps around my house. That's what I did when he showed up to the one in 2021. I was at my apartment. I ran 4 laps around the apartment. My roommates had known me for 3 days.
Yeah, and that's a valid reaction, honestly. But Jamie and I are gonna do a reaction to all of the fits,
and we'll have thoughts.
Yeah, I've never really paid much attention to the Met Gala because it's for the girls and the gays.
I love the Met Gala,
but I love to give my opinion, especially on outfits. I know style, and so
we'll have a good time.
My thoughts, but we're gonna get. Well, that'll be a video. This will probably come later in the week. But upcoming month, May, we have some cool releases coming.
We do.
First, we're gonna talk about movies. We have 5 movies we're excited for that we're hopefully going to watch and give reviews of. Number 1, The Fall Guy.
Which I saw already.
She already saw this, and so she won't be here on the next episode.
Yeah,
we'll have a different guest.
4 out of 5. I thought it was really fun.
I think it looks awesome.
Emily Blunt devours. And
so
and
hot.
Like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
She's so hot.
I'm in love with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Wait,
do you know,
is he?
He's Quicksilver.
Quicksilver, the one that dates that's married to like a
the granny
80-year-old.
groomer. We could make a
The
whole other
80-year-old,
episode.
yeah.
Sam Taylor Johnson, your days are numbered.
Yeah.
Granny Groomer.
We have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Don't care.
I'll care.
I could talk about the title and how that's the stupidest title ever. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
We got Mad Max Furiosa.
Excited.
I'm excited for that. I like the Mad Max movies.
I do too.
They're pretty good.
But
they're
I'm scared because the last one they did was all practical effects. Like
That's
they did all
true.
those.
Was that Fury Road?
Yes. Yeah. The one with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy. Yeah. But I love Anya Taylor-Joy.
I do too. I really like her.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
Talented. She has quite the range. And then we also have If, the movie by John Krasinski. I'm curious. It has Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah.
I'm curious. John Krasinski, he doesn't flop.
He doesn't.
He only drops stuff when it's good. And so I'm curious.
I'm hoping it will be. I'm sure it will be.
I think it'll be just be a fun, lighthearted movie.
Like we always need a good kids movie. I mean, like whatever, you know.
And then
why is Awkwafina in it though? Eradicate Awkwafina from animated movies.
Eradicate from the earth.
TBH when she rapped in Little Mermaid.
Hate.
That movie? That's a whole other episode.
I hate Awkwafina more than life.
We can make an entire live episode about the live action Disney remakes, and I would talk for 3 hours.
We don't talk about them.
Anyway.
Number 5, our last one we're excited for. I'll let you say it.
I saw the TV Glow,
A24.
which I'm so excited for. A, because it's A24. B, because the soundtrack is crazy. There's so many people on there. And C, which is my most important reason, is Phoebe Bridgers is going to be in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I love a good horror movie.
I love a good horror movie. A24 always.
A24 delivers.
We'll be seeing it.
We could talk about A24 all day.
We'll do a ranking of them one day.
Facts.
Yeah.
I love A24.
Yeah, good movies.
New music releases.
Billy and the 8 variants.
Billy's 8 variants of Hit Me Hard and Soft. I'll be listening. I don't like Billie Eilish. Her music, I think it's good. It's not for me.
I've never sat and listened to a full Billie Eilish album, but every time I hear a Billie Eilish song, it's good. And like, do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, don't lie to yourself. Happier Than Ever. That got me through some things. What was I made for?
When the party's over.
She knew what she was doing. She's my birthday twin, so like I have to stan a little bit. And then
I'm sure it'll be a good album.
Is there another album this month?
We got Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. That just came out. It came out last weekend. And then we have Zayn, Room Under the Stairs. I'm curious on them.
I'm curious for
because Zayn's flopped lately. I know, this is a comeback album, so we had a lot counting on it.
It's his time to shine.
It is. I like Zayn. He has a really good voice.
I hope, talented. He's so handsome. I was wondering.
Pillow Talk!
How does that song go? I don't even remember.
My enemy, my ally.
So. A Pillow Talk if it was on Broadway. Pillow Talk.
So let me put my tap shoes on.
Zayn, where's that?
But that's like the music I'm looking forward to for the month.
I don't have anything.
Books. Some books I'm hoping to read this month.
Yay. What books are you hoping to read this month?
I'm wanting to read And Then There Were None.
Amazing book.
By Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie. You can't
I really
like
her books. I love a good. I respect her so much.
Oh yeah, I know, like literary. She did so much for like the mystery genre. Mm-hmm. Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Trailblazer. And then
I also have Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. It's part of the Red Rising series. You haven't heard me talk about Red Rising. I read the first 3 books. I'm reading the 4th. That's the 4th book. That's the book I'm reading right now. It's the 4th book. There's 6 books out. There's Iron Gold, Dark Age, and Lightbringer, and I'm hoping to read at least 2 of those this month.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that happens.
What am I trying to read? I'm trying to read
Frankenstein.
Period.
I saw your Goodreads. She's trying to read Frankenstein.
I was trying to read Frankenstein, and then I didn't finish it because I kept falling asleep. I can't lie. Classics are hard. The only thing that's really ever got me through the classics is like being in a class where I had to read them.
Did you know that I read Crime and Punishment?
What? When did you read Crime and Punishment?
I read it right before my mission.
Did you stan?
I loved it.
Okay, I've heard it's really excellent. I should read it.
It was really long.
Like the thing is like the classics are so good, and you know why they're classics, but like reading them, it's like so hard sometimes.
You can appreciate them for what they did and their impact.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes hard to get through.
Yeah. That's real. That was very insightful. Hoping to read The Virgin Suicides this summer. Wanted to read that one. That's high up on the list. Dune's on the list. I want to get more into Stephen King, but then at the same time, do I want to read a book that's that big? No.
True.
Like, there's other things I could be reading. I could be reading Crescent City 3. And I won't be. It's packed away. I bought it for the gag, and then I looked at it.
I sent it to her.
He got me to buy it, and then I was like, actually, I don't think I want to read it.
I've never read the books. They look terrible.
I've heard awful things about them. They're so bad, but the smell is excellent. And I'll stand by that. Should I finish Twilight this summer? That could be another challenge. I only have 2 left.
Have you read Midnight Sun?
No. From Edward's perspective.
Is that one of the 2? Or are you not counting
No, I've read the first one. I've read Twilight and New Moon. I need to read Eclipse and Breaking Dawn.
But you're not going to read Midnight Sun?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much Stephenie Meyer I can do.
I can't with Stephenie Meyer.
It's so bad. Have you ever read Twilight?
No.
From a literary standpoint, it made me want to crawl out of my skin. I was like, I've seen 9th graders write better than she does.
Wasn't it started as like a fan fiction?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do you know what it's a fan fiction based off of? The lead singer of My Chemical Romance. And I don't know how that got to Twilight, but I know that not something to do with Gerard Way, lead singer of My Chemical Romance, in 9/11.
What?
Something to do with the creation of Twilight, I promise.
She's on something. I can't with her.
Rambling.
I can't.
So yeah.
Yes, she's out again.
So look that up on Google. 9/11 Stephenie Meyer, My Chemical Romance. Lore. Click on the first Reddit thread you see. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is our look at the week ahead of it.
Yeah.
But to finish out all of our podcasts, this is a special, no, I always do every episode, which is to talk about my favorite meme and video and TikTok of the month.
Okay.
I have 2 memes because I can't stop thinking about both of them. These are like videos. They're not necessarily funny.
They're funny to us.
They're funny to me because everything's funny to me if you know me.
Real.
But I haven't stopped thinking about these, and so we'll look at them.
Let's get them. I'm so excited.
First one is this one. I've sent them all to you. Literally so obsessed with black mold. I can hear ducks, but I'm in my room. Hilarious!
This one I especially loved because that really is how my stories read. Like literally obsessed, so obsessed with black mold. Why can I hear ducks, but I'm in my room?
I'm in my room.
What's her name? Everly? What's your Twitter handle? The Angel Everly, if you're hearing this.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
We get each other.
I like think about this so much. Like I go to bed. I go to bed and think about this. And I'm just like literally losing it.
So obsessed with black mold every night. Yeah, she's onto something.
She's so real for that too.
She's onto something.
I can hear ducks, but I'm in my room. The second one sent you this one.
This is so iconic. Like honestly, I want this as a tramp stamp.
Does anyone think global warming is a good thing? I love Lady Gaga. I think she's a really interesting artist.
Britney Spears, you Sagittarius icon that you are. This is another thing I feel like would be on my story.
Put this in the Louvre.
Literally put this in the Louvre.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. A tweet is worth 10,000. This tweet specifically.
Rip Twitter when Twitter was excellent. We'll always and forever miss it. Like, does anyone think global warming is a good thing? Profound question. Miss Britney Spears is asking such a profound question, followed by another, not question, statement. I think Lady Gaga. I love her. I think she's a really interesting artist.
I think she's a really interesting artist.
Period.
And like the thing is, like, we don't need to know anything more.
No, like I understand exactly what was going through her head at that moment.
Like, thank you for
she's outside.
She put that period
she's
and she
outside.
Like post.
It's snowing in May, and she's like, "Does anyone think this is a good thing?" And then she's like, "Hands up to the sky." I love Lady Gaga. I think she's a really interesting artist. She knew.
And then
that was from 2011 too.
I know that was ahead of her time.
Britney.
Put it in the Louvre. That's an ancient artifact. Last thing is this video.
What video is this?
So this is the funniest thing ever. There's this lady on TikTok. I need to know her target audience because that's what just encapsulates me with this video. What she does,
I know what it is.
She makes cooking videos, and she does remixes to Broadway themed songs. And so the one that I saw this month was to Tangled, and she's like making cooking videos. Then all of a sudden,
she
goes and she puts on a whole costume and she starts singing the song.
The production is crazy.
I need to know the target audience. I need to know for research purposes, for marketing purposes, for advertising purposes, every purpose. I need to know the target audience.
She kind of cooks though.
Like, we're gonna watch.
They're good videos. I'll watch all of them.
Like, I'm so entertained. I'm her biggest fan.
I love her.
Oh. Okay.
When your thoughts are super tangled and your mind is feeling mangled, make this pasta dish for dinner. I can tell you it's a winner. Grab yourself a bowl.
From that Smurf.
She knows she's eating too.
Garlic parmesan. Then we'll add a lot of zest and lemon juice.
Zest.
This dish will be dreamy. Pepper and
Ready,
some salt.
wait. Here it goes.
Till nice and creamy. Angel hair starts cooking, and when it's al dente looking, get some water set aside. Then some spinach is applied. While that wraps on up, look what's over there. Let's hang with Rapunzel and her magic hair.
Like that, she's got the full wig. She's got the wig.
Paintings to my gallery. Play guitar and knit. Can basically just wonder when will my life begin. Strain and then combine.
Then she goes right back into it. And then she didn't even do that.
I never wrote. I remember I was like, what? Why is she singing Tangled?
Like, if you would have only watched that snippet.
It was a different video. I was like, what happened?
Like, if you would have only watched that little snippet, you wouldn't think that's a cooking video.
No.
Funniest thing ever. Like, I need to know the target audience. Who is it? Is it cooking people? Is it Broadway people? Is it children? Is it Disney adults?
Disney adults. That's exactly what I was
Anyway,
it's Disney
I
adults.
can't stop thinking about this video. It's the funniest thing ever. I lay like this is another video. I lay awake and I'm just like, how's she doing today?
Get the zest and juice.
My favorite one is the Guys and Dolls. She has a Guys and Dolls.
You're gonna send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Funniest thing ever.
Oh.
I love this video.
I love the internet.
I love the internet. We're such internet people.
Chronically online.
People talk about how like, oh, I hate the internet. Not us.
We love the internet.
We love the internet.
The internet allows us to spread hate and misinformation almost as quickly as we could if Pangea still existed.
I miss Pangea.
Rip Pangea. Comment below if you miss Pangea. I'm Pangea's biggest fan.
I love I just like wish I could be close with my brothers and sisters.
We could like run.
Marathon.
Ooh, yeah.
I miss Pangea. Bring it back one day.
Okay.
But
that's it.
That is all we have for our podcast today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this long, I think we went over an hour.
Of course, we can't stop yapping.
You can talk. We could be here another 5 hours.
We could.
I had to make an outline specifically for us because I knew
we
get on these tangents,
and we did.
And it's so bad.
An hour is good for us, though.
I know. Like, I'm proud of us. But thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
These are going to be monthly episodes. As of now, we're going to do our special episode this upcoming week on the Met Gala. It's going to be a train wreck.
That's my Super Bowl. Has it started already?
It might, maybe.
We'll see, but thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Next month, we're going to have a great special guest. I'm still deciding on who, but we'll be reviewing the month of May.
Amazing.
There's some cool things we have coming up in May.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for tuning into the Opinionated Podcast. Have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you later. God bless.
God bless.